On this week's episode of the Heating Up podcast, there are still no sports, but we are in full effect with the Olympics, a little bit of NBA news, and then we always find some way to win some money betting. So tune in, turn up, and here we go.
Hello, friends. I'm Jim Nance, and I'll welcome you to a tradition unlike any other.
He's heating up!
How about this, Cowboys?
Yeah! He's on fire! Cristiano Ronaldo! Sensational! Boom shakalaka!
You believe in miracles? Yes!
There it goes. See ya.
He's heating up!
Trying to get open, fires away.
Bang! It's over! The Bulls win at the buzzer! Touchdown! Unbelievable!
On this week's episode of the Heating Up podcast, the summer doldrums are upon us. It's been raining and there's nothing to watch, but don't worry, the Olympics are here and the NBA is always making news. In the NBA, I can't believe we weren't able to talk about this. Russell Westbrook's a nugget. Mike, thoughts? Good, bad, indifferent, hate it, love it?
I wish nothing but the best for Russell Westbrook. Well, all that everybody that hates him, I've never joined them on that island. I thought Westbrook was really mean, and I'm one, who thinks these athletes need to grow a backbone. But Russell Westbrook stuck around on the Thunder when everybody left him. He played his ass off. He plays every game. Like if he misses a game, it's because he's hurt. Would you all agree with me?
Sure.
100%.
When Kawhi Leonard misses a game, or Jimmy Butler has, no offense, Sarah, personal reasons, or everybody on the Knicks too, because they're like really hurt. But this guy comes out and he plays his ass off. The triple double stuff that couple of years, was a lot of stat padding, and I get that. But I want him to succeed. I just think we're at a point in his career where this is only really breaking news because we hold, like I was telling you the other day, we hang on to our stars too long. Like, he's not that guy. He'll be good on the second unit. He's going to flash, but I mean, can he shoot threes yet? Because that's what they really need, 3-point shooters, and he can't do that.
Do you think he's willing to kind of take over that second team? Because I think that could just be exceptional for him, where if he's able to go be the best guy in the second team and just go give him 18 minutes of 100% crazy effort where he's just taking it to the rack. And I don't know how much playing time he's going to get with Jokic, but I've been seeing a lot of hate about it, and I just don't really get it. I feel like adding as long as Westbrook is willing to not be the number one guy, not even really be the number two guy, like potentially be the third guy on this team that's running the second team, which is going to be a huge shift for him. I think it could be enormous and make them incredibly dangerous.
Well, he came off the bench for the Clippers. He showed that he could come off the bench. He was coming off the bench for the Lakers. This is the Russell Westbrook slander, is that he's not like a team guy, and that like he has been nothing but a team guy. Has he been requesting trades off of these teams? I don't think so. I think the Denver Nuggets have a depth problem. So adding a piece like Russell Westbrook is something.
Me too,
that they
brother.
need. Yeah, amen. But they have. It doesn't solve their problems. This isn't like and now they're definitely my pick to win the title, which they are not. They have a big problem with depth, and Russell Westbrook is going to be somebody. He is going to come off the bench. I would be shocked if he starts. Watch, he'll start now because I said that, but. There is a role for him there. Whether or not it works out, I mean, that also kind of depends on his diminishing skills. So,
Yeah,
we'll see. It's an okay move. It's a good move. It's like, I honestly wish he went to a team that I think is more prepared to win a title. I think he should be ring chasing now. Why not? And
You don't think him going to the Nuggets is ring chasing?
I don't even think they're top.
What?
I don't even have them top 3 in the West next year.
That's kind of crazy. You just said that like I was dumb.
Oklahoma City, Minnesota, and the Mavericks, I think, are all going to be better than the Nuggets. Ooh, yeah.
It's definitely going to be tough.
I would
But I feel
almost
like,
like that bet going into the playoffs.
yeah, I feel like it's going to be tough, but I don't know. I feel like discounting the Nuggets that much. I don't know. It's definitely far better than the East comparison wise, I'd say. But I feel like it's still ring chasing energy for sure.
Why not? He's earned it.
Yeah.
So, Mike,
I don't think there's anything wrong with
who
it.
is the best single? Who is the best single player in the Western Conference?
Steph Curry. But seriously,
Can I kick you out of here?
Luka, Jokic, probably Jokic. I'd say Jokic. Can I give a dark horse? I'm not going to say Zach Edey. Victor Wembanyama.
That's a good dark horse.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, New Orleans could be better than Denver. New Orleans has a shitload of depth, like at Memphis, and I know Zach Edey. But if John Morant comes back, they were the 2 seed 3 years ago. There's a lot of competition out there. What if Anthony Edwards takes another leap? Is he the best player in the West? What if he is?
The Western
Michael
Conference
Jordan's
is
son?
so much better than the East. Are you just hearing, Sarah? Are you just hearing all these teams and thinking that I'm just so glad that the Knicks and the Heat don't have to play all of them? It's like we basically just kind of have to go through the Celtics.
I haven't even mentioned Phoenix, and I haven't even mentioned Houston. That is another year improved with a coach that, aside from his philandering, is a known motivator, player developer. They've gotten better. They've had a really good draft. I mean, they're going to be very good. Sacramento, we haven't even talked about Sacramento. What about Sacramento? That's what all the people are saying. What about Sacramento? I sound like Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah, I think everybody's live in the West except for we haven't even talked about the Lakers.
Yeah,
I mean, but I don't think everybody's live in the West except for Portland, Utah. I'm not even saying San Antonio's out of it yet. And the Clippers. I think the Clippers are not a contender.
yeah,
That's it.
R.I.P. But those are all very, very good teams that when you said that immediately, I thought that was insane. But the more you talked about the depth in the Western Conference, I'm still not going to bet against Jokic, but I think that West is going to be a rock fight next year. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, and Jokic is super talented, but they're trying to make Christian Braun out to be a starting 2 guard, and I don't know if he is. I don't think so. Yeah. Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter, Murray, one of them pulls a hamstring, and you're playing. Dario Saric is going to be playing big minutes. Justin Holiday, Vlatko Konkar. I mean, this is what we've got. They have a second
you just made that
problem. Real guy, Vlatko, 27-year-old. He's just 27. He's probably been in the league. He's 6'8". Good for him. Jay Huff.
Well, nice. Those are all made up guys. Well, speaking
Yeah,
of
this
guys
is
that
definitely getting into made up
nobody
territory.
knows. Speaking of made up guys, Team USA nearly loses to South Sudan in a warm up match. We weren't really resting people. How does that happen? How do they come out and they're like, this is the best team we've ever had. Like we love these guys. We got great, and all these whatever people making comparisons to the dream team and stuff that is always just insane. But it's like, if Michael Jordan is on this team, like you don't almost lose. You don't go in down 14 at halftime to South Sudan.
No, and the line on that game, because I actually was going to take it as my heat check bet last week. I think it was 38.5 or something. Like, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I was like, oh, I don't know. That seems like a lot of points, but I never envisioned it to be this much. I feel like the only explanation is like maybe these other teams are just much better at playing as a team. Do we have too many big shot guys who just I don't know, no team energy, and so too much one-on-one action, and Misha, that's all I can think of, because otherwise, like, talent wise, they can't possibly be better. It has to be cohesiveness as a team.
If you go back and listen to the podcast, I gave you guys Sudan. I told you do an adjusted line of +5 that they would definitely be covering within that range. I mean, you had to know.
What is it? Some bullshit? Are you from South Sudan that we don't know about?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, my wife is South Sudanese. We just did her 23andMe. So those are my people out there. That really was a shocker. But I think we should all be exploring the lines on Team USA not winning, like trying to find who's winning this thing. Because this is world basketball. They're not going to kowtow to LeBron James's ego. And I feel bad because it's making me feel like I was going to call him Chef Curry is old because like he's like an afterthought. How is he not moving the needle? It's a stupid 3-point line. It's the 3-point line, and they don't play defense. And Joel Embiid's fat. And is Joel? I'm not going to get it. Where's Joel Embiid born? Why is he on this team?
He had the option to go for I think every country. It was like he's from Cameroon. But then he also could have played for France or the United States, and I don't really get how you can do that. They're just like I didn't know it was like a choice.
Give me Chet Holmgren. Where's Jalen Brunson? Like, give me any of the Knicks. They should have just brought the Knicks, but they're like all in like body casts right now. Where's J Butt? We need a dog. This team is not. Mm-hmm. They're not very doggy. Anthony Edwards lost his dog in the playoffs. Who's the dog on this team?
Yeah.
Ooh. I guess it's who's the guy they just added? The guard from the Celtics.
Derek White?
Derek White's probably the only guy, they brought him in to play some defense. Like other than that, it's the thought of that Anthony Edwards should be Michael Jordan is the dog.
Drew Holiday got cooked on that play that they almost lost the game on, and I was shocked. I watched it 3 times being like, that's not Drew Holiday just getting he got burned to the basket. It's really, I don't know. We're leaning on 47-year-old LeBron James. I don't see it, guys. I mean, we have a lot of size.
I mean, we have that spry young Steph Curry on our side. What do you mean?
It's the only one I will not allow slander. The rest of this team sucks.
I love slander. I'm all slander.
What's France's odds?
Let's see. I mean, they're enormous. What were the Rudy and
Wemby?
Yeah.
And Rudy and Wemby.
I mean, what
I can pull those up.
I think we're like heading
could...
towards an I'll look it up while we talk. I think we're heading towards like embarrassment. Like this is going to be we're going to need another redeem team.
Mm-hmm.
I could kind of see that because I mean, remember we were talking. It was like this is not going to all be the summer of Jason Tatum. Something is going to have to go wrong. I was convinced that the Celtics were not going to win the title, but this may be the thing that goes wrong for this whole summer of Jason Tatum.
Mm-hmm. Big time. I wouldn't be totally mad about that though. Is that anti-American?
Jaylen Brown, that's going to really drive the riff on Boston. He's going to be like, should have put me on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, listen, after that beef that with Jaylen Brown getting caught talking shit about Bronny, LeBron James wasn't going to allow Jaylen Brown to come on that team. He doesn't think his son's a pro.
But I just don't believe that. I just don't think. I know it's LeBron, but I don't think he's going to get that kind of respect on an Olympic stage that he does in the NBA. Team futures, we're almost there, guys.
Are you talking for getting calls and stuff, or what do you mean?
Yeah, just like the LeBron, that LeBron, whatever he gets. We're minus 500. We're only minus 500 to win. France is plus 1,200. They have the third best odds. Canada, who I don't think Canada's going to win. Everybody's hot on Canada. I think it's going to be a weird team, like Germany or Australia. But keep an eye out on France plus 1,200. Keep an eye out.
Well, Mike's betting Austria. Mike's betting Austria.
Yeah, Austria's. I don't see South Sudan plus 25,000. Bunch of dogs on that team.
Well, speaking of the Olympics, we are going into a wonderful, wonderful 2 weeks. It's great timing. I feel like this should happen every year around this time, so we don't have to just be stuck with baseball. We can get into some very, very weird sports, which, as we promised you last week, that was exactly what we were going to do. We were going to learn up and get ourselves ready, so maybe win some money, but also just so we can make these a little bit interesting. So, Sarah, I want you to lead us off here. I know you did some research. You had some track and field stuff, if I'm not mistaken, and then maybe something else that we can tickle our fancy with.
I had to go to track and field because I'm going to start. I did some research on handball. And I probably did the most preparation I've ever done for this podcast in the making and researching handball because I didn't know very much about it other than playing it in gym class. And I don't know if those were Olympic rules. Handball has been an Olympic sport since 1972. I feel like that seems shocking, doesn't it, to you guys? Like, I don't know. I feel like we should know more about it if it's been around that long, but maybe that's just me. Each team, it's your 7 players on a team. Basically, it's a basketball court, but then you're throwing the ball into what looks like a soccer ball or a soccer goal. And basically, you can dribble around the court. Each player can only have the ball for 3 seconds, though. So you have to be quick, fast-moving pace, and then you're throwing it into the goal. You don't play to a certain score. It's at the end of 2 30-minute halves, whoever has the most points. They encourage, it said online, full contact encouraged. So that's pretty cool. I feel like I'm curious to see like what level of contact's going on here. Like, is it football level or soccer? I don't know. But you can throw, catch, stop, push, hit the ball using any part of your body. So you don't have to just throw it in to pass it. And they can also touch the ball with their feet, but I don't think they can kick it. That was the only thing I did not see on there. And I feel like because that would just be otherwise indoor soccer, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, so I did all this research. There's 12 men, 12 women's teams competing in 2 groups of 6 in the prelims, and USA doesn't have a team in the men's or women's. So I feel like I'm not going to follow this the rest of the Olympics after all of that. Because I have no stake in it. So France, I guess, is defending champion in both men and women in 2020. So they're the favorites again this year. So I guess they dominate at it. Maybe USA needs a team to dethrone them. I don't know. I'll have to look into maybe starting this. I always wanted to be in the Olympics. So maybe this is my chance.
This
I
is a
always
sport
grew
that
up
the
with.
U.S. Go on.
I grew up. Handball was where my grandmother would take me to the park, and there was a big wall, and you would smack that little rubber ball up against it. So the whole time I had thought, and I've this isn't. I'm not just discovering this now. I think that's actually called wall ball.
Yes.
Is that true? Okay.
Well, wall you could throw the ball, not smack it.
No, you are right, Mike. That is a New York City thing, and also it's
Yeah.
like one of those like rich guy like white sports. It's like they play squash and handball where they go in and they do exactly that. So they do have the same exact name. I think it's just different areas of the world, different things, kind of like how football here and whatever is soccer in Europe. They are the same thing. I had made that confusion for a long, long time until I went to Jewish summer camp and we actually got to go play handball like outside. It's like the
Right?
most
We had
fun
that
sport.
at camp. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's so much fun. I don't know how everybody isn't playing it. And if we put our best athletes in there, I still think you give them 1 week of training out of the NFL, you could make a at least podium style team. Like you can't tell me that Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Joe Burrow throw them out there and teach them how to play handball wouldn't just absolutely destroy just about everybody else. I've seen what these guys look like. They aren't exactly physical specimens.
No. 100%. You just need good hand-eye coordination. That's it. I feel like football would definitely be the sport. Even basketball players, you have a little bit of dribbling
Russell
stuff.
Westbrook.
But yeah,
West
Second
Yeah.
career. Yes, he would.
yeah.
just as like a 37-year-old in 2 years, whenever this contract is done, he just goes and becomes the greatest player of all time. It's like how they always say like Usain Bolt would go play in the NFL or whatever.
And they'll still be like, "You suck, Westbrook." It's like I don't know.
Yep.
They're
Westbrook.
never gonna. He'll be holding the gold. They'll be like, whatever." He was padding those handball stats.
This feels like a sport that like black people haven't played yet. Where this feels like it's like you're like, oh yeah, like it's a dead ball era or like it's own baseball. They're like, oh, we're really good, but it's like, yeah, you guys aren't really playing against the best competition yet. I kind of feel like as soon as they start getting everybody involved, all these like weird Eastern Europeans that are like, this is our sport, are just gonna like not have a chance anymore.
But all the Eastern Europeans learn how to play basketball, and they seem to be kind of taking it back. Think about that.
Nah, shit, you're right.
Could this be like a Disney movie where like the 3 of us like go to like Harlem to like Rucker Park, but we like bring a handball? And, like, I feel like this is teetering on like racist, but this is what I'm saying. But like instead of street ball, we're playing handball. Like John Hamm plays like me, right?
Yep.
That's
Okay.
I think that's what we were all thinking. Actually, before you hopped on, Sarah and I were thinking the same thing. Like, who would play Mike in a movie? We're like, definitely John Hamm.
Don Draper for sure. Yep. Good.
Well, it's better than me. I think you guys would just stick Dom DeLuise with me. So I think we'll John Hamm will have to do something.
No, I'd have to really think
but
on your character.
Yeah.
Who would play Sasha?
That's for when we really have no sports to discuss.
It's getting there, guys.
And then I was going to do a little bit more research on something else since I had to give up handball. Maybe I'll still check it out, but I won't be rooting for anyone, so it's not as fun. Track and field, something I'm a little bit more versed in, having been track and field athlete myself. So there's a little controversy in it. I'm not going to go through everything because obviously there's a lot of events, but something fun to pick up and watch. So the men's 100 and 200 meter, Noah Lyles. I don't know if that name rings a bell for you guys at all. He was in the news a bit in 2023 after he sparked some controversy after basically making fun of the NBA by saying NBA champions, why are they calling themselves the world champs? Because they're not playing anyone outside the U.S. Outside of the U.S., it's only inter-U.S. competition. So he's been a whole controversial figure since then. He is trying to. So he was a 200 meter runner. He's trying to run the 100 now, and he's trying to do the feat that only Usain Bolt and Carl Lewis, have completed, which is winning gold in both the 100 and the 200. So both those events are super fun, super fast to watch. I feel like exciting stuff, and I feel like ever since the loss of Usain Bolt in track and field and distance running, or in distance running as well, I feel like there's not too much excitement going on. So I don't know how I feel about Lyles yet. I feel like he's a little too showy for me, but I kind of think it's good to bring that to track and field, and bring a little competition, and everyone kind of likes when someone is, a polarizing figure. So definitely that'll be something to watch out for. I think that the finals of that are towards the end of the Olympics, but they'll start with prelims, and he'll be on a bunch of relay teams as well.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. He's just one of those guys you see, you bet. Did I mishear you? Did you say you didn't know who Carl Lewis was?
Yeah, no. You guys do?
That's crazy. He's one of the greatest sprinters of all time. And then he won 9 gold medals.
Well, I actually accidentally wrote his name is Ray Lewis in here, so then I had to change it because I didn't know.
Got football on the brain.
I'm just diving deep into who's going to be our characters in these movies, with obviously me being John Hamm. Sorry, continue. I'm going to put the mic back down. I'm texting you ideas.
But yeah, Noah Lyles. I love Noah Lyles. You see Noah Lyles, you bet Noah Lyles. I kind of agree, but I also feel like the sprinting just lends itself for some reason to like those showy dudes, and where it's a lot of that kind of showboating mentality. So I always just kind of it's the same thing as like receivers. It's like you kind of want a showy receiver, you want a showy sprinter. Those are the guys that are going to win it. And I'm just hoping he can put it all together, because those margins are just so fine. Where it is just like such a freak thing, you need to get a start, like there's such a great perfect start. You see these guys like get disqualified for whatever, getting off the blocks a little too quickly, which is always just so crazy. But we'll see it. And basically the other thing that I had similar to that is I see Noah Lyles, you bet Noah Lyles. You see Katie Ledecky swimming, it doesn't matter what race it is, bet Katie Ledecky swimming. She is unbelievable. There's literally videos of her. Like it's like basically the cameraman has like a choice of whether to like film her or film the rest of the race, because you cannot get them both in the same camera. She is so far ahead. Like she is just completely dominant, like nothing you've ever seen.
What makes her dominant?
How fast she is. She's built like a linebacker. You see this lady walking around. She's got
their lats are crazy.
Shoulders. It's absolutely bananas. Her arms, it's kind of like built like that Michael Phelps thing, where it's like you're just a genetic anomaly that was built for swimming. You are just built like an absolute torpedo in the water, and she's unbeliable. So
because Michael Phelps looked like a freak. That's what I mean.
Like his torso was like so long compared to his legs.
He had this part of him right here. This thing. That's like he had like
that's
a
called
wing,
your arms.
like
your lat. Your lat.
Now imagine this here. From my
your
armpit
lat
to my belly button. Okay. All right.
The doctor keeps telling you it's the lats.
He's like, no, that's not it.
Sarah, listen. We're guys that watch a lot of sports. We'll figure this out. Sasha, from my armpit. No, he looked like a stingray.
Yeah, a freak.
I actually just recently rewatched a bunch of his races, and
so good.
The 4x4 comeback, so crazy.
His rivalry Yeah, the rivalry with Lochte, like that was the golden age. I feel like of the Olympics. You had like that Usain Bolt as his peak, at his peak, the USA Gymnastics, but the Lochte Phelps drama was so good.
Yep.
That's almost
And then
why
he
I think
sw-
that I think part of it is you need some sort of competition because like those guys were doing it. Like what's Phelps was always winning, but he at least it's like it was still pushing each other. I feel like that's why Katie Ledecky. It's like I think she's still like incredibly famous and still is like the most famous female swimmer. She like did that whatever like 4 years ago. Did that like video of like her balancing a cup of like milk or chocolate milk on her head while she swam like
Oh,
the whole
that's
length
who
of the
that
pool, which is
is.
pretty wild. But like yeah, but like nobody's competing with her. It's like she's so dominant that it's not even like, oh, we got to watch this and see like what could happen. It's like she's gonna win. It's basically just like by how much, and it's not even close. So it's a little bit different. Staying in the pool, I went full deep dive on water polo because I've always thought that looked interesting. You like playing it kind of just as your friends, which basically just means like wrestling in water and trying to drown your buddies. But I love the USA is in this. I did some research on men and women's. You guys have obviously seen this before. This is like maybe the most exhausting sport. It looks like you can like. I mean, obviously you're treading water for it's 4 quarters. There's all whatever offense, defense, and I looked up all these sort of tactics. At the end of the day, I think it's basically just spread out, pass the ball. Major rules are you can only touch the ball with one hand at a time, unless you're basically in your little like goal area. And then other than that, it's move as fast as you can, throw the ball as hard as you can, and try to score. And apparently, the women's U.S. team is like one of the most dominant teams in the history of any teams. The U.S. will destroy. There's a woman. Her name is Maggie Steffens. Apparently, she was banged up at the Tokyo Olympics, but still helped the U.S. to their third consecutive gold medal. She's the highest scoring woman in Olympics history with 56 goals. So the U.S. is just basically it's a cakewalk straight to the gold medal for the U.S. women's water polo team. However, in the rest of the countries where women don't have rights and men have always been able to play this sport, we are nowhere near as good, and we do not really have a chance on the men's side here. I think the men have. Let me pull up the odds right here. The men are plus 4,000 to win it. But basically, the top three seem like shoe-ins are either Spain, Italy, or Hungary. Spain is plus 340, Hungary is plus 360, and Italy is also plus 360. The last competition, just in the earlier this year, Italy had won, so that's why they're favored up at plus 360. But from what I've been researching, although Spain is slightly better favored, Hungary seems like they might be the pick that I want to root for. And Austria-Hungary used to all be one country, so
Yeah.
we can really go with that for you.
An Ottoman Empire type bet. Yep. Like
That's what we're going for.
Is Hungary waterlocked?
Waterlocked, an island?
Is there? No, wouldn't that be unlocked?
Landlocked.
Excuse me. Listen, we're all friends here. Let me just. I feel like I could say things.
Yeah, I believe Austria does not have a water border. I don't know, maybe a little one, but whatever. It's played in a pool. They got pools everywhere. I think they got lakes.
Wow.
They got lakes. They got rivers. Whatever. They got places to do it.
They're playing water polo in
some
lakes.
Good names
That must
people
be
if you want to sound.
Scary.
I got some good names here of people to keep eyes on. So obviously Maggie Steffens for the women, she's unbelievable. You can sit her on the water cooler and talk about how great she is. Alvaro Granados of Spain is a 25-year-old. Basically, Spain rallied around this kid, and he had a team high 18 goals in the Tokyo games. So I think he's been very, very good. There's a player on the Netherlands in the women's side. She's one of the leaders. She's like only 23. Simone van de Kratz. She's been very, very good. I know that's a good name. And then so Italy had just won the World Championships in the earlier this year. This guy Francisco Di Fulvio, he was the MVP of the World Championships and had a team high 17 goals in Tokyo. So if you want, I'm curious. Once the odds start coming out, maybe we can. I don't know if they do props, but I'm very excited for basically anything I can get my hands on in this, because this is a fun one to watch. I always feel like I find myself during the Summer Olympics watching water polo, watching handball, And then men's volleyball is that a winter one? Am I
No, I think regular
that's
and beach volleyball are in it. I think beach volleyball I like watching a lot.
He's acting like he doesn't know. He knows.
Yeah, he's like,
He's got a
beach
DVR.
volleyball beach volleyball. Yeah, well, why don't they put dudes in scantily clad clothes? It's not cool.
Can they wear less?
But I like the indoor volleyball much better. I feel like beach volleyball just gets there's too few people on there, and it's just like the points are so quick. The full team volleyball inside is very exciting.
Have you ever seen indoor volleyball though? When like the really good ones, like that is so violent.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I almost feel so bad for them. That seems like the hardest any ball flies at any person is indoor team volleyball when the teams are really good. Like harder than a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. And it's like always hitting them in the face. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Too scary for me.
I don't like it. And I realized I actually lied. Italy lost. I didn't want to get my facts straight. Italy had lost the men's world championship in February. Croatia beat them. So I think still
there's a lot of water
maybe
in
I'm
Croatia.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Big lots, huge coastline. But
I played.
Maybe I kind of
played,
like Italy now that I'm thinking about it.
Do it.
Like
What are their odds again?
Bet Italy. Italy is plus 360. Italy and Hungary are both plus 360.
I kind of like Hungary. They give off water polo vibes. I don't know why, but I just see it.
Hungry dogs run faster, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got to do it. Maybe we can take them both to, like, medal. Pick both the podium.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You know, guys, I would, but I'm retired. I don't.
Are we frozen or shocked? Not sure.
I think I shocked Sasha. I'm retired.
Shocked me.
Sasha. Yeah.
From what?
From gambling until football. You know?
Shut the fuck up.
You guys have a real addiction. Take a break.
Mike,
Take a break,
I just want
listeners.
you to know you sound stupid right now. I just want you to know that you sound dumb.
Don't worry, I've got a bet for you guys at the end. I played water polo at summer camp. Speaking of summer camp.
Mm.
Did you know that, Sasha?
I didn't. How'd you do?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I think I don't know. I feel like you brought back that memory to me. Like we had our inter camp games, and I definitely played water polo, and it was awesome. And it was like you felt like you were almost going to drown the whole time. This was probably I would say ages of 12 to 14, and my brain is telling me I was really good, but then as I'm thinking about it, I don't know how good I was. But I'm a pretty good swimmer. But it was a very fun sport, way more physical, very physical. And if you lose a battle, it's and then you're also drowning.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I've always liked watching it in the summer.
You're talking about,
so you know.
yeah. You're talking about hungry dogs run faster. That game is if you don't run faster, you are going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It must be 1% of what waterboarding is is my guess. Maybe more. Maybe 10%.
Yeah. And everybody that does that is just super jacked. And also for the people out there, I brought this up to Mike a little earlier. There is a video of the women's, about 3-time, hopefully about to be 4-time gold medal water polo team. They are playing water polo with Flava Flav. And in the most shocking combination of people in the world, Flava Flav looks like he's about to be drowning, and all these very nice, gold medal decorated Olympians are like, no, you're actually very good. He's like, you sure? And then he's giving them a pump-up speech as he's ears deep in the water. He's like, I gotta bring home the gold. I'm like, this man is gonna die.
Sir, take off the 30-pound clock around your neck. No, it's my flotation device.
But if you guys want a good video to watch, just Google that. It seems maybe it just seems like a Mad Lib of shit that who Flava Flav with the women's national water polo team. Something that should never happen.
Yeah, that's I haven't thought about him since Flavor of Love. Anybody remember
What a
that
great
show?
Oh,
Oh, the
great
best.
show. We got to bring that back.
Go back now. I dare you two to go back and go on YouTube and look at clips. And that's the TV we were watching like 20 years ago.
That show was so good, it
and
ended up
Rock of Love.
It spawned I Love New York.
Yeah. Oh my God, I haven't thought about that in years. Yeah. What a time.
You remember
Life was
when
easier.
she on that show she made out with a midget or a little person. What do we call them? What Sarah? Ask a doctor. What do we call them? LPs? What do we got?
I'm not up to date on current slang of this.
Okay, so
I don't
say
wanna
one of them walks into your office. What are you screaming at them when they walk in? Are you? Oh my God, it's a
Patient.
What are you screaming at them?
good answer. That was a test. Good. Actually, this isn't. We're not recording. It's actually the board of directors, and they're checking out. You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
It says here you identify as Lollipop Guild. That wasn't one of the options.
Are you the coroner?
But yeah, I still remember one of maybe the funniest things of all time. She made out with an LP, and she was like, "Yeah, I just didn't know. Like, I can't believe how small it was." And like all I could think of was like, you like a baby, like you can't tell what it is unless you put it in your mouth. It was like this was this was a midget that you just made out with. New York, great show, great TV, love it.
Let's not forget Vern
Sarah, I
Troyer
apologize.
being drunk on whatever MTV show that was, and remember him peeing himself. All right,
God,
that's
back
enough
when
about
TV
LPs.
was TV, huh?
Yeah, that was. We were kids. We shouldn't have been watching this stuff. We should have been,
Yeah.
Sarah probably was studying. Me and you shouldn't have been watching this stuff.
Yeah, that was.
I think this was before my time. I've never heard of it.
Oh God!
Oh my
Well,
God.
some of us have to. You have to be able to save idiots like us. So.
Your bedside manner has been outstanding. You made us really believe that you made us felt listened to and heard, and like we literally are just like the addicts that are coming in detoxing. And she's like, "Okay, all right, sure, I'm sure you saw
Smile
that."
and nod. Smile and nod.
You do take CDPHP, I hope.
She had these are billable hours for Sarah. This is how she's been
Right.
making money.
Maybe.
I keep ignoring the letters that come to my house, but it's saying I'm 90 days delinquent. I've never seen that after I thought. I want to tell you about
But
surfing.
speaking, please. Oh my God, Olympic surfing. What dreams are made of.
Guys, everybody, the long wait is over. I'm here to tell you that I am covering surfing this year. Why? Don't worry about why. Surfing was actually introduced. Okay. This is only its second voyage in the Olympics. 2021 in Tokyo was the first time surfing made its debut. What I will tell you is I'm going to give this to you in pieces, and partially because I'm still working on the info. I don't understand how surfing is actually judged or scored, but I will tell you some of the results from last year's Olympics and my thoughts about this year. Last year, do you know who won gold for men's surfing? Shout it out if you know it.
Country or person? Because we're not going to know the person.
So good question. It's an individual sport.
Okay. So you're representing your country.
But they
As an
represent a
individual.
country. Yes. Yep. It was. Any guess?
U.S. Come on.
Australia.
Brazil.
Men's. I'm talking about men's. You said Brazil? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Ugh. All right. Sasha's right. Italo Ferreira from Brazil won gold. Silver. I'm not going to make you guess each one. This is another country that is not landlocked. Kanoa Igarashi of Japan, and then Sarah, you got bronze. Owen Wright from Australia.
Okay.
But in the women's,
Those
again,
feel like surfing countries.
Right? Yeah, for sure. Honestly, I'm terrible at geography, so I'm guessing Brazil. Yeah, I'm sure they have a ton of beaches, but I couldn't point it out on a map. I'd have to go look at a map. We should probably cut this part. I can't believe I said that.
Yeah, you didn't need to say that. Yep.
Women's, we produce some seriously athletic women, because guess who won gold?
USA.
Canada.
We did. USA. Carissa Moore, she's apparently who's the good water polo player? What's her name?
Maggie Steffens.
She's the Maggie Steffens of surfing. She's the Caitlin Clark of
yeah.
surfing. Yeah. And then South
left
Africa,
off the team?
No, she's on this team. Bianca Buitendag of South Africa, another country I know, there's a lot of water there, and Amuro Tsuzuki from Japan. So
I love that. That's one of my favorite types of sushi.
yeah, I was the sauce that you put on your Greek wraps. Sorry, guys. This year, what's really exciting is it seems like the men's team for U.S. Has a better shot this year, and I can't get over. I'm in love with him. I can't wait to Google him when we're done. His name, John Florence.
Okay.
Oh,
Catchy.
hammer him.
Oh yeah. And so again, it looks like Australia, looks like Brazil, France, but the USA and the men's holds a real chance. It seems like for the women, it's Carissa Moore's. She got to get eaten by a shark basically at this point.
Okay. Also, is this a dumb question? Where are they surfing in Paris? I don't think that the Mediterranean Sea has enough waves for surfing, like professionally. Does it?
It's a good question. I'm writing this down, and I will. And you better tune in next week. Listen, you got to leave them something. I'm going to tell you how this is scored. When does this start? When's the Olympics start?
Opening ceremony's Friday.
Shit.
Some of the team sports start on Wednesday, though. Start tomorrow.
All right. I'm going to make sure. If not, oh, God. Well,
Surf, it might not be right away. You'll be good. Let us know next week.
Yeah, there's no good surf doesn't happen the first week of the Olympics. That's what everybody says. So I will fill you guys in next week
always said
on
that.
how it's scored. But I'm going to say if you're betting and we can find individuals, which I also don't have for you, go USA. John Florence and Carissa Moore. All right?
Okay.
Yeah, and I can't wait
I
wait
love
to
that.
watch.
You get us that, and I've also been looking this up. I don't know if you guys want one also. I think I might just buy a water polo hat because they look like the stupidest, funniest things I've ever seen.
I was going to ask if Mike wore one when he was at summer camp because they're so funny.
I did. We did wear those hats. No, this was serious, hardcore. I was memory dumped. Like that memory hold. I haven't thought about that in 20 years. Wow, there's a lot of. I'm trying to find surfing.
This was also pretty stupid to me. I just realized this right now. I was like, well, why do they have to wear these stupid hats? Like, is it really that violent? I just realized it's their jerseys.
Oh, I was thinking they were protecting their ears from getting water in them. So I guess not that stupid.
I thought so too, but then I was like, that's why I was like, there's holes in there, but it's just so they can hear. But it's like they can't wear jerseys because they're underwater. So stupid. Sometimes you got to admit when you're wrong, or admit when you're dumb, I guess. But we are moving on right now. We got a quick one this week, but I think we've really educated the listeners now, from our dumb brains to yours on how to hopefully win some money. And maybe we'll just get excited about the Olympics. But now I think we're all a little bit smarter. But as far as winning money, heat check. I thank God I threw that Yankees pick out for the because I needed to get off the schneid bad, and the Yankees won that game. A little bit on and off here, but I think going into this next series with the Mets, maybe we'll see. I don't know, but we need to win everybody some money. So this week, Sarah, what do you have for us?
Well, as we said earlier, everyone likes a little bit of rivalry and controversy. So I'm going to go this week with the Mets money line against the Yankees tomorrow. I won't do today in case it's not out in time, and I want people to get on the train for this one. So Mets money line 724 versus the Yankees.
I don't like that. Pick at all. I think that's mean. Feels pointed. Feels like you're going.
I'm bringing some controversy to the podcast.
Well, actually,
what, it's
Sarah?
controversial, Sarah.
You know what, Sarah? I'm going to bet it. So you know what that means.
You're lucky I'm retired right now.
You're mushing me. No mushing me. Good thing, I was going to say, good thing Mike's retired. He's the mega musher.
I'm doing it right now. I'm mushing it right now. Done. Mike, can you
We'll
win
see.
the people some money? Because we all know I just bet it, so we all know that's losing.
Guys, if I were to bet, first of all, I'd bet responsibly, and so I'm not betting this. For those watching YouTube, I instead of getting crazy and betting France to win the gold medal, which you should, and I would, France to medal is even money.
Okay.
Take that. I think they're going to medal, if not win the whole thing, but that way it covers you because bronze, silver, and gold. And in case you were, I did find the surfing odds. Our boy John Florence, USA, plus 400, second best odds.
Ooh, man! If you
sorry,
can
third
get
best odds.
JJF at plus 400.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. And apparently, the biggest competition to the U.S. women's is another woman on the U.S. Nope, that's men. Hold on here. Sorry. Wait a minute. Where am I? Here we go. Yes, 2 U.S. women. Caroline Marks, who I didn't get into because we were cut for time, but you guys know I had a lot of info about her. But Carissa Moore is plus 400. Mm-hmm. She's the favorite. Yep. Okay. So there you go. Bet France.
The favorites plus 400?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You get spicy odds in surfing. Because, I mean, like, it's surfing.
It's hard. Yeah.
Like, dude, how do they even score this?
We don't know.
You'll never know.
I've tried surfing once, and I think if you're scored just on getting up, I think that you should get a gold medal. So good for them. I was just looking at the odds for the women's. The women's odds for water polo. The USA, not even to medal. The USA's odds to win are minus like 400.
Wow.
Are you so sure? Because then why not put $400 on it? Just put a quick 400.
It seems like a lock. Just a quick. Hey, you're right. You're out of the betting game. You got some money. Can we get it? Can I have it, please?
Man, I wish I almost might unretire to just. You say it's a lock. You say
lock.
Oh man. Oh.
I don't just throw those around.
You don't. I do. I'm an idiot. I do.
To finish up here, I am going directly against Sarah in her face. Soto and Judge, 2+ total bases each. They are each going to have 2+ total bases. If you parlay those, it's plus 308. So Yankees aren't losing to the Mets again. We embarrassed ourselves during the last Subway Series. It's not happening again. Soto and Judge are the only guys you can count on. They're both going to have at least 2 bases in this game. If this doesn't get out in time on the 23rd, it's going to happen on the 24th also. So double down, whatever. It's happening. Sarah, I'm tired of you doing this to me. I'm betting the Mets also with you just so I can lose and I can make your bet lose, but at least I'll win.
I'm mentally betting on the Mets too. Mush. Mental mush.
Yeah. Okay.
Mental mush? What are you talking about? Biden?
Hold over there.
Hey-o. Oh, boy. Well, listen, we love you guys. We appreciate you listening very much, even through the dregs of the summer. We're going to have much more Olympic talk coming your way because we're getting very into this. And, even though Mike says he's not betting, he's lying. He's lying. He's definitely betting. Calendar year 5 starts now. But we love you very much. We appreciate you. We got lots of stuff coming, and football's right around the corner. We got lots of stuff ready for that. So always remember to listen wherever you get your podcast. Check us out on YouTube where our beautiful shining faces are. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. Share it with your friends. Tell your mom. Tell your dad. Tell your sister. Tell your brother. Have your dog listen while you're away at work. So we love you, and we'll talk to you next week.